They roll their eyes, they ignore your message, they raise their voice, and without even realizing it, you change. Your mood shifts, your thoughts spiral, your energy drops, and just like that, someone else, their words, their tone, their attitude, has taken control of your internal world. It happens fast, too fast. You tell yourself it's not a big deal, but hours later, you're still replaying it, still reacting to it, still being owned by it. The Stoics saw this centuries ago. They didn't just study philosophy. They trained for emotional control like warriors trained for battle, because they knew the man who reacts without control becomes a puppet, not a person. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but even he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That strength, it doesn't come from pretending you don't feel. It comes from refusing to let your feelings become commands. You can't stop people from acting small, but you can stop shrinking yourself in response. And once you master that, no one owns your peace again. This isn't about being cold, it's about being untouchable. So why do people control your mood so easily? Because you gave them access without setting any rules. Someone disrespects you, and you take it personally. Someone disappoints you, and you call it betrayal. Someone ignores you, and suddenly you question your own worth. You feel everything as if it's truth instead of treating it as data. But the Stoics trained for this exact thing. They didn't try to control people. They trained to control their interpretation, because that's where your freedom lives, between the event and the reaction. Epictetus said it perfectly. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And that's where most people go wrong. They believe every emotion is a command. Feel anger, argue, feel embarrassed, hide, feel disrespected, explode. But emotion isn't instruction, it's information. And your job isn't to suppress it, it's to translate it. The moment you pause, even for one breath, you reclaim authority. Because now, you're not reacting, you're responding. From values, from clarity, from power. The person who triggered you, they're gone. But your peace, your energy, still shaking, because you gave it away without a fight. Not anymore. From here forward, every emotional trigger becomes your training ground, not your downfall. If this is hitting something real in you, it should. Because you're not soft, you've just been untrained, taught to react to everything, taught that feeling something means you must act on it, taught that anger means attack, silence means fear, disrespect means war. But that's not control. That's chaos in a suit. The Stoic doesn't ignore emotion. He masters it. He feels everything, but acts on only what serves his code. And that's exactly what this space is. Not another motivational video, a training ground, where your triggers become tools, where reaction becomes rhythm, where peace isn't a lucky mood, it's a daily decision. So if you're done giving people free access to your emotions, if you're ready to stop being controlled and start being composed, subscribe. Not for hype, for hard truth, for constant reminders that your mind is yours, and no one has the right to hijack it. This isn't about feeling good, it's about being untouchable, and that version of you starts right here. So how do you stop letting people control your mood? Not by suppressing your feelings, not by avoiding conflict, but by training your interpretation. Here's the Stoic method, clean and direct. Step 1, pause the emotion, don't obey it. When something triggers you, that moment of heat, of sting, of tight breath, don't move, don't speak, don't act, just breathe. Even 5 seconds of stillness is power. You don't need to suppress what you feel, you just need to delay what you do with it. Step 2, ask one brutal question. Is this about them, or is it about what I haven't dealt with? Most offense is just ego protecting insecurity, but clarity kills confusion. And that one question, it makes you dangerous, because you stop reacting based on emotion and start responding from truth. Step 3, reframe the insult. Someone disrespects you, don't shrink, translate it. This is information about them, not evidence about me. That shift, it protects your dignity without needing revenge. Step 4, respond from identity, not impulse. Don't ask, What do I feel like doing? Ask, what would the version of me I respect do right now? That's your standard, not their behavior, your code. And step 5, leave in silence what doesn't deserve your energy. Every time you do this, you build a muscle. It's called emotional authority. And the stronger it gets, the less the world can pull you out of peace. You'll start to notice it. Someone disrespects you, and you don't flinch. Someone gossips, and you don't respond. Someone pushes your buttons, and the buttons are gone. That's not coldness, that's clarity. And when you move like that, the energy around you shifts. People tread differently, not because you threatened them, because your calm presence speaks louder than their noise. You stop defending yourself, you stop explaining your silence, because now your boundaries are built in, not broadcasted. This is what Stoic reaction training gives you. A presence that doesn't need to react to be powerful. A stillness that doesn't collapse under pressure. A dignity that no insult can reach. And the best part? You're no longer controlled by invisible strings. You're not a puppet for approval. You don't collapse when someone withdraws their validation. You've replaced reactivity with response. And that response? It's crafted, intentional, unshakable. The same world still exists. The noise, the insults, the disrespect. But you've outgrown the need to chase it. And from here, you lead. Now you know. They were never in control. You just never challenged the pattern. You gave away your emotional power, not because you're weak, but because no one ever showed you how to hold it. Until now. This isn't about being emotionless. It's about being responsible. You can feel everything and still choose not to react. You can disagree and still stay composed. You can be tested and still move like nothing can reach your core. That's power. The quiet kind. The kind that doesn't beg to be seen because it's too busy being felt. And here's what the Stoics knew. If someone else controls your mood, they control your day. And if they control your day, they control your life. But once you train your reactions, once you pause before obeying the emotion, once you start choosing your responses like a warrior picking his strikes, you become untouchable. Not because the world got nicer, but because you got stronger. So ask yourself, how many moments of peace have you lost? Just because you never stopped to ask if the reaction was worth your power.